Good evening, everybody. It's my honor to introduce our next International Snowmobile Hall of Fame inductees, Steve and Sherry Landon from Farwell, Michigan. They're being inducted in the Publishers and Journalists category. In the early 1970s, while snowmobiling at his grandmother's farm in Clare, Michigan, a family friend and local racer dropped by and mentioned that they were having an oval track race north of town and wanted to know if anyone was interested in going. Steve promptly found his way to that event where he watched a local racer take his sled to victory. From that point on, Steve was hooked on snowmobile racing. However, wanting to be more than just another race fan, he wanted to cover it as a member of the media. Soon after high school, Steve did some freelance writing and photography, covering and reporting on local drivers at major races. Steve then gained employment with the Harrison Star newspaper, covering and shooting local events. Steve's career was launched as the member of the print media. Not only did he write and shoot photos for the newspaper, but also for the Michigan Snowmobiler and Snow Week. Soon his photos and stories appeared in national publications as well. There was a saying amongst riders, if you get a girl you've dated to come to more than one snowmobile race, she's the one to marry. Starting in 1980, Sherry and Steve were married and together attended almost every venue on the oval race circuit for years to come. From carrying Steve's camera bag and taking notes at most races, this shy, quiet mother of their 4 children would become a talented graphic designer. Sherry was truly an amazing creative addition to their business and the sport of snowmobile racing. When the newspaper fell victim to the recession and closed in 1979, Steve and Sherry pursued his dream of starting his own snowmobile racing publication. Sherry came up with the name The Winning Edge, and armed with little more than a dream and no money, they pursued and gained advertising revenue. On Christmas Eve, 1985, the first edition rolled off the press. Although print editions were eliminated in 2007, The Winning Edge magazine still survives today due to being the first snowmobile racing publication to go all digital. Among their many proudest accomplishments were designing the 50th anniversary Eagle River World Championship Derby program and the 25th annual Sioux I-500 history book. Sherry passed away in 2021, just moments before succumbing to her battle with cancer. She embraced and kissed Steve and said, "Thank you for the wonderful adventure." Married 41 years, Steve and Sherry Landon were true soulmates. Their contributions to snowmobiling deems them worthy inductees into the International Snowmobile Hall of Fame, class of 2023. Steve.
It's hard to top that without getting a little emotional. Sherry, Dick knew her, Wayne, a lot of them knew Sherry. Well, to be honest with you, Dick and Audrey were a lot alike. They were there for each other. And a friend of ours by the name of Donnelly Chris, we went to school, come to find out we all grew up together. She introduced me at a Pizza Hut and said there was a Bible study group, and she said, would you like to come down and might meet a girl or something? And I wound up buying pizzas, what the trick was. But, I saw Sherry, and we just instantly hit it off. And everything we did, we didn't have a lot of money, and at that time we had a lot of dreams. But I could always count on her. If we had problems, she one time told me I didn't marry you to divorce you, so we'd go into counseling a couple of times. And we always worked it out. Sherry had our 4 children. She let me say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And she never turned me down. She worked with me, she had her dreams, and eventually she realized a lot of them. but we always worked as a team, and our family thought, you guys are nuts, you need to go get a regular job, but, you know, we just worked. And Marlis, I probably bugged her to go in trying to get my first ad, but Polaris was our first manufacturer ad. Cat came along later. And we just kept working. We were active with the CY 500. We did a vintage snowmobile show for 13 years up there. I'll tell you with Dick, we did that 50th book, and I was wondering if we were gonna still be married after. Because a lot of late nights, but we got through it. We had a lot of fun. I always told my wife, she said, you started this, you said yes. And I said, well, you know, but, you know, and then when things were looking bad, Tom Anderson one time told me, he said, I don't think we're gonna make it, Tom. I just don't know. That's when the economy is going bad. And he said, why don't you go digital? It's going that way. And it was hard because everybody was getting upset about that, but we did it. We just, you know, we phoned, you know, they covered the Iron Dog in '95 when Todd Palin won it. We've been to Vermont, we've covered all kinds of remarkable people and had the chance. Jim Musselman, I went into the shop when we started this harebrained idea, and I said, Jim, I called Brian, I said, do you think your dad will buy our first ad? And Brian said, come on over, it can't hurt. And Jim did. Jim stuck behind us. In fact, the Musselman family, like the Deckers, a lot of other people, really did stick behind us. They believed in us. And that was something very special because we had a good family, but these were the people that Bob Brace, who built the showroom, these were the people that kept us inspired and going. And I really want to thank them. You know, we love doing it, and I guess when you love what you do, that's where your heart and soul is. And many times we thought about throwing it away, but I know I'm windy in my writing and stuff, but folks, it means the world to me. I wish more husband and wives were like that today, because I was blessed. She was a remarkable woman. We made one heck of a team, and I really sincerely want to thank everyone. It means a lot.